Academic module, but you find it difficult to answer questions in writing section part 1, so this video is for you. In this video, we are going to discuss how to use vocabulary words and what should be the ideal template for academic task 1, and we are going to focus on maps, charts and line graphs. Hi everyone, my name is Deepthi. Welcome to my channel, a place where you can learn at your own pace. So today we will focus on the academic module and we are going to talk about the writing section first task. Now in task 1 there are different types of tasks you may get. It can be a map, a graph or a process diagram. More details about that I have done in another video. I would share the link in the description box. After watching this video, you may want to have a look at that as well. So let's start with focusing on graphs, tables, and pie charts today. And we will see what kind of vocabulary words we can use to present the data that is given in these figures. And we have to put that information in words, in our own words. Now, graphs, tables, and pie charts are figures, or you can say pictorial depictions that help us understand numbers in a better way. They give us a picture about the numbers so we can understand them in a better way. So this is one of the types you may get, which is a pie chart. So on the bottom left of the screen, you can see that I have shown you how the task would actually look like. So it says the pie charts show the average percentage of typical meals of 3 types of nutrients. So they are talking here about sodium, saturated fat and added sugar. All of which may be unhealthy if eaten too much. Now that is important here, that if these are eaten too much, they can be unhealthy for an individual. You have to sum up. You have to report the main features. So what are the main features? Usually we talk about the highest and the lowest percentage of something. And we make comparisons within the pie chart and across the pie chart. So when I say within the pie chart, we can say that sodium, the maximum consumption occurs during dinner, which is 43%. Which is followed by lunch at 29%, and the least consumption happens during breakfast and snacks, which is 14% for each. Okay, so like this, you have to make comparisons between figures also, and main features are supposed to be reported. This is a line graph. Similarly, you can have bar graphs also. A line graph would depict. So here we can see that it shows a number of tourists visiting a particular island, and the time is given between the years 2010 and 2017. Again, you have to select and report main features and make relevant comparisons. So what we see here is, if you look at the main features, we see that from the year 2010 to 2015, most of the visitors, they were staying on the island, and the number of visitors staying on the cruise ships was less. But the trend reversed from 2016 to 2017. So that is the main idea that we see here. Now, we need to make comparisons. So there are things like something is rising and falling down. Okay, so here also you see that there is this constant increase in the number, then it becomes stagnated from 2015 to 2016, and here the kind of increase you see is greater, it's steeper as compared to the previous year. So how do we put that in words? We will talk in the forthcoming slides. How do you mention that the growth or the decrease is gradual or it is steep? How you can put it in different words. That is what we are going to discuss in the next. This is a bar graph. So here you'll find a bar graph and a table. Two things are coming together. So the first is a bar graph and the other is the table. And it is talking from the year 2015 to 2016. and the comparison is made across these years. So the chart shows value of a country's export in various categories, and table shows the percentage of change. So maybe it has increased, which is shown by the up arrow, or it has decreased, which is shown by the down arrow. So then you have to make comparisons and report the main features. So this is how you will get tasks in the writing section, and one of these you get and you have to write about it. Minimum word limit is 150 words. There's no maximum limit, but you ideally should spend 20 minutes on this task, and accordingly you should understand that around 170 to 180 words is a decent number. Now let's move to what kind of template we are going to follow. So there's no hard and fast template per se, but yes, we are going to write 4 paragraphs here. The first paragraph will briefly paraphrase. So this is the part that is to be briefly paraphrased. Okay, the title that is there or the topic that is there, this has to be briefly paraphrased for the first paragraph. What is the graph, table or pie chart talking about? In the second, you'll put 2 points, which are like the major things that you can see in the first view in the chart, graph, or table. And then you'll report the details and you'll make relevant comparisons in the next 2 paragraphs. These 2 paragraphs can also be called the body paragraphs. So no matter what kind of academic task one you are writing, the 4 paragraphs will remain constant, and the this rough template will also remain constant for all of these. Okay, so now let's talk about some useful vocabulary words as to how you can introduce the graph, the table, or the pie chart that you have. So there are different words that you can use. You can use the graph shows, or the table illustrates. The line graph gives information about. The pie chart describes. The bar chart explains why. The pie charts compare. So these are different terms that you can use and get to the introduction. Then when we look at these terms, so if you want to show there is an increase in something, you can use word like there's a surge of, a growth of, an increase of, a peak or a rise. If there is a decrease in something, you can use words like fall, dip, decline, or decrease. And if you see that there is a movement which is unsteady, it's like sometimes it is moving up, sometimes it is moving down. So you can use simple words like variation or fluctuation, where you don't see a clear-cut increase or a clear-cut decrease in something, but it is increasing sometimes and decreasing sometimes. So these are the 2 terms that you can use. Now, you may also want to show increase, decrease, or stagnation in terms of verbs. So rise, grow, surge, peak, and increase, they show a gradual increase in something. But when you talk about leap, rocket, or soar, this shows like, it's a sudden increase. Okay. So which means the increase is too much. It's steep. Similarly, for the downfall, you can use words like plunge, dip, dive, decrease, decline, or fall. And if it is all of a sudden, then you use the word plummet. And if there is like, you're not sure if it is increasing or decreasing because it shows a very irregular pattern, then you can use verbs like to vary or to fluctuate. Now we need multiple words because we need to express our ideas without using the same vocabulary multiple times. So that is why using different words will give the examiner an idea that you have enriched vocabulary in terms of these words, and at the same time it will not make your write-up monotonous. Now we will also need some adjectives and adverbs. So adjectives we would use to define nouns, okay? And adverbs we would used to define verbs. So here the kind of adjectives we are going to use is there is an abrupt rise, or there was a sharp fall, um, there was a spectacular increase, a considerable percentage, a significant amount, okay, a gradual decline, a slight increase, or there was a steady increase in the number of visitors. So like this, you can use different adjectives as vocabulary words to enhance the quality of your language. Now, if you want to describe verbs, then what you should use? You should use adverbs. And these are the kinds of adverbs we are looking at. So an adverb like markedly, significantly, these adverbs are going to show that, considerably, substantially, dramatically. These are showing that yes, there is a great change that is happening and a great change that we are talking about. And it can be in terms of increasing numbers or decreasing numbers. And on the other hand, if you look at this, there's a marginal increase, or it increased marginally, it increased modestly. Modestly is another good word that you can use, or steadily, consistently. These are to show that the increase or decrease is not very steep. Okay. So I hope you found these vocabulary words useful, because when you are doing the graph, the chart, or the table, this is where you mostly get stuck. And I hope this will help you enhance the quality of the language and take it to the next band or the next level. So in this video, we understood how to handle data, how to identify what is important content in pie charts, tables, and graphs. We also understood what is an ideal template that we can follow so that the paragraphing of our write-up can be done properly. I hope you found these strategies useful. Do not forget to use the vocabulary words that were discussed in this video. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Don't forget to press the notification bell so you never miss an update from IELTS with Deepti. Also, if you like my video, press on the like button and do share it with your friends. Happy learning, keep evolving. If you're interested in taking online classes, one-to-one sessions, you can contact me on Instagram or Facebook.